record and see what happens. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now we're
All
recording.
right. Okay. All right. Well, how you been, man?
I've been busy.
Yeah. Nice.
Next,
How's
another, yeah, like this weekend again, babysitting nephew all weekend.
really?
Yeah. My, my sister and her husband went to Washington
Okay.
to go to BMX thing, so
Oh, nice. What's with the BMX thing?
they were doing amateur and pro races up there.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Like the X,
All right.
like if you, I don't know if you watch the X Games, but they're in like full force with
Really?
skateboarding, because the Olympics 2024.
Oh, okay.
So
They're
everyone's
adding all
trying
that,
to
aren't they?
qualify for it during. So it's events, races.
Yeah.
That's all been going on for the while.
Okay. Wow. So, I mean, what would we like? What would we actually talk about here?
Well, my first question: did you watch the episode on
I did not.
that?
I haven't had a chance to.
Okay, I was curious.
Yeah. I've been trying to still figure out my schedule because it's 6 to 2, and then with all that, it's trying to figure out how to. Because I want to do like I said to you in the message, I want to try doing this during the week as well. But um, I'm trying to figure out just getting everything separated,
Right.
different days. So yeah.
Okay. If not, did you know the FTC lost? Supposedly lost. I don't. I mean, I don't know if it's a loss, but
The FTC.
so the Microsoft was trying to buy Activision and Blizzard. The
Okay.
FTC blocked it. There's another organization that blocked it as well.
Really?
Yeah, because
So why are they
apparently that
blocked?
organization had a running in with Microsoft, and they said, "Hey, don't do this," and Microsoft did it,
Mm-hmm.
and so they have trust issues.
Yeah.
So everyone's trying to block Microsoft from getting Activision and Blizzard.
Huh.
It didn't work, but I mean,
Yeah.
they
I mean,
bought it. But
oh, what do you think should come out of that then?
so there's two issues. Well, the issue I have with Microsoft right now is their acquisition list came out,
Mm-hmm.
and every studio is on there. Sony is on there. Nintendo's on there. CD Projekt Red is on there. So what
Okay.
they want to do is they potentially, I don't know why they shouldn't be doing this
Mm-hmm.
because technically it's illegal. But
Okay.
as far as I can tell, they want to like buy out as many studios as possible.
Really?
Supposedly, I don't. They'll never admit to it because that's
So
making
what?
them a monopoly, and
Yeah.
again, those are illegal.
Yeah. So do you think they're trying to?
They're trying to add to Game Pass.
Okay. Or do you think
So
they're going to
they
try to
lost
become like?
console wars.
Yeah.
Period. End of story. They know it.
Mm-hmm.
They've already admitted to it. So they're going to move on to their subscription service, which, like in my opinion, has a limit.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
everyone
yeah.
else has found out.
Well, yeah. I mean, I read recently though they're trying to remove the friendship the where you can share the Game Pass with friends or something like that.
They have, so they're redoing it. I just watched a video today on the Game Pass. They're doing some core thing. So there's
Mm-hmm.
four plans, and then they're going to do a family and friends plan,
Okay.
which is like $25 a month for five people on one plan.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I mean,
But it's Microsoft though. Do you think that they're going to try to, in a way, become like the biggest game giant out there, or?
I don't know. Because I
Okay.
figured they would be good with PC ports, but some people don't like their PC ports.
Yeah.
Because they tend to, I don't know if you played any of their Game Pass PC things, but like, they don't
I
run
played.
well.
No, they don't. Be like I played. What was it? It was like I can't remember what it was. It was like CSR or something like that, and that did not run very well on PC at all.
Yep, that's
Because
what everyone else is saying
literally,
too.
literally, it was good for the game because it was free, but it didn't run the way a game like that from Microsoft should.
Right.
And not only that, but like even just like the Sea of Thieves game that they have out that's been out forever.
Hmm.
Um, that's having a lot of issues. Like literally every time I log on to it, it tells me the servers are down, and that's every once in a blue moon that I try to get on there, but they are never working. So I don't
Yeah, it doesn't
know.
surprise me.
Yeah, I don't
I
really
mean,
know
it's
what would
weird to
be.
me though, because Microsoft and computers, they like they go hand
You
in
would think.
hand. You should be able to do it.
You would think. But I also got it off Steam, so I don't know if
Uh,
that's creating like some kind of third-party issue or
it shouldn't.
it shouldn't. But it's also Microsoft.
Like Steam's a fantastic platform.
It is.
Although some people
As
think they're a monopoly, which I don't understand. But
I think, as far as I know, the only thing they really have their foot dipped into is Valve.
so what other platform can you buy PC games on? Because everyone buys off of Steam, but
Yeah,
no
there's
one buys off
Steam.
everywhere else.
Well, I only get the free games off of Epic Games. Um, but I do not. I don't buy anything off of there because the exact same sales that's going on Steam. So
Does it work
I
better?
don't. It works better depending on what it is you're looking for. I think if you're one of those achievement hunters, go to Steam. But if you're just in it for the game, I'd say do Epic. They do a bunch of free games that are just do as me and my buddies do and just milk it for all the free stuff they have because it's all they really got. That or
No, they do
Fortnite.
sales a lot though.
Well, yeah, they do a lot of sales, but like I said, it's a lot of the same kind of sales that Steam has.
Hmm.
Let's see.
But I think
Like,
that's the only cheap stuff PC does.
yeah, because
Upgrading
they're.
PCs is expensive.
Oh yeah. I don't get why it's so detrimental to upgrade all this hardware that was supposed to be way out great a long time ago, but now it sucks.
Well, because I mean, PCs are advancing too fast.
Yeah, that's a big
Like
issue.
every 6 months, there's a new graphics card or some new memory out, and then everyone's going to buy that and upgrading, and
Yep,
just yeah.
yep.
Where
Yeah, that's
consoles, it's a 10 year. It's like 10 years for consoles, 12 sometimes if they can survive, and then they'll
yeah,
move on to the next console generation.
yeah. Unless you're Nintendo, in which you go from the Wii to the DS to the Switch
I
or
don't know
something
why.
like that.
I don't get why Nintendo is succeeding personally.
I think the only reason why they're succeeding is because of the Mario franchise and Zelda. I think that's the only two things they really have to run on at the moment.
Well, they have Pokemon because they just did their own
Oh yeah,
Nintendo
Pokemon too.
Direct, and
Hmm.
literally the entire thing was two Pokemon DLCs and then a bunch of Mario game updates, and
Yeah,
that's it.
ten,
That's all
yeah.
they got.
I don't know. I think it could also be too that Nintendo doesn't do a lot. How do you word that? Like they don't do a whole lot like politic wise, maybe because you see a lot of publishers trying to push different viewpoints. Sony had an issue where they had like all the BLM stuff for all that,
Yeah.
and then so I don't necessarily know if because Nintendo doesn't do that or doesn't turn towards that as much in their own publishings that's why they're carrying on so well, or it also could just be because kids are gaming a lot more than adults are now, so it's just more of that colorful scheme in a way.
Well, because weirdly, like adults have Switches.
Yeah, I mean literally,
Like,
I got one sitting
right?
right
So
next
do
to me.
I.
So
Like adults have Switches, so it's not just
yeah,
kids.
no, but I think I don't know. I think it might just be it's a little bit more accessible. It could just be like in a lot of ways maybe just like another tablet, another iPad to hand the kids. Here, have at it.
Yeah.
So another way just to basically sit down, shut up, and leave me alone. Because I don't know because you see a lot of I think with a lot of parents now it's just like okay I had kids I did my job. There's no direction, but I had them. Good luck, have fun. Yeah. So I don't necessarily know if it's because maybe, like I said, it's just another iPad to hand down, say, hey, here, do this. There's a bunch of different things you can do on it. Or if it's just people are finding it a little bit more entertaining or there's a bunch of hype being built up for the games like Tears of the Kingdom and stuff like that. Because I know a lot of people rushed to get the Nintendo Switch just for Breath of the Wild when that came out.
Yeah, but they made a good game.
Well, yeah, they made a great
And
game.
then they made a fantastic follow up to that.
Yeah. So I think it could just be there's a lot of hype towards it, and that's what they're going off of and using. Um, but other than that, I'm not really sure.
Because they desperately need a hardware update, period, end of story.
Yeah, but
Yet, I guarantee you they're going to refuse it, and because
Mhm.
every update I see, they upgrade the screen,
oh
and
yeah,
then leave everything else.
yeah, and that I don't understand because me and my brother, I think like the biggest thing they really have to fix are the Joy Cons because they're
Mm,
terrible, especially from the first generation. We've replaced those twice now. And one of them was fresh out of a box, and my brother used it for maybe 2 days, and then finally he starts spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. The controller drift on those things are terrible.
yeah, I'm not surprised. I
Well,
mean, there's
yeah,
YouTube videos to fix it, but
yeah, but at the same time, that's a lot of people use the excuse they're not technically advanced. I use that excuse myself because I don't want to break it. So I'm not entirely sure.
because I know their Super Mario game, their open world Super Mario game, did really, really well.
Which one was that? That was the
Odyssey, I think. I think it was Odyssey. I
yeah,
don't
Odyssey
remember.
was the
Yeah.
last one. Yeah, Odyssey was really good. I played through that a few times.
So like
Um,
everyone's saying like, oh, they make good games, so that's why they get sales.
yeah,
Where Xbox's argument is the good game doesn't get you console sales. End of story.
yeah.
That's their perspective.
I mean, it's a good perspective, but at the
Not
same
really.
time, it's well, yeah. But I
It's a
mean,
terrible perspective.
well, I mean, if you really think about it, though, if they're going at it from they're trying they're trying to make console sales, yeah, no, it isn't that great of perspective.
No, it's not. It's a terrible.
No, I what I don't understand is why they're trying to make so many console sales and not necessarily the game sales.
They're not. So like Sony understands. So Sony understands perfectly,
Hmm.
which is why they do so well. Is they know that they're going to lose money on that console,
Yeah,
but they make really good single player, long enough games for people to start buying
yeah,
those consoles up like crazy, just
that's
because they
true.
want to
That's
play
true.
those games.
That might,
That's why
I
they've
think,
been dominating. Except
yeah.
PS3. That was a
PS3 was its own full issue. Like they had what? Like they didn't even have Dead Island. That wasn't even on there at the time. Or no, they had Dead Island, but that was on every console, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, PlayStation 3, they didn't really have a lot of PlayStation exclusive stuff. That started a lot more when uh, PlayStation 4 rolled around.
Because I think the PS3. So supposedly, and some developers complained about this because the PS3 was really hard to make game for. For some odd
Hmm.
reason, they struggled making games for it. Where the
Okay.
360 was a lot easier to crank out games.
Oh yeah, they had a lot of games that were Xbox exclusive with Halo and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I don't really see why the PlayStation 3 would have so many issues though.
I think it was a hardware thing. I don't. It was built weirdly, so
Yeah, yeah,
something like that. It's like I don't know the actual specs, so I never actually opened one up.
yeah. I haven't either. I played on a few of them, but I because I know in turn back going back to the exclusive thing, they had the God of War at the time. I think that was really the only PlayStation exclusive they had back then. Unless
Yeah, which
Deus
is
Ex was a PlayStation exclusive. I don't think it
that
was.
too. No, it was.
Was it?
Yeah, but they stopped making it.
Yeah. Um, and they had The Last of Us, which they remastered, 18 times before they decided to actually come out with the second one, which then completely tore down everything that was built up in the first 16 remasters and then they have to remaster it again for place or for PC.
I mean, it's still sold.
It's still sold, of course, because I mean, people have every version of Skyrim on every console they own. I'm guilty of that as well.
It's
Um,
okay. I did the same thing. I got their upgrades, so
what I hate too is I love Skyrim because that was the first real RPG I played next to Assassin's Creed. Um, but I've never finished it. In both versions I have all the DLCs, and I have never committed to playing it because of those damn loading screens.
honestly, the story's not that good.
Yeah, so I've heard. Because what you go through this whole thing of you're the Dragonborn, and then all of a sudden you find the other Dragonborn guy and you have to kill him or something like that.
I don't remember completely because then they started throwing in DLC, which they try to mesh with it, and then you're getting into this demon realm thing, and then it's just okay,
Yeah,
really?
yeah. I think I think Skyrim was ahead of its time, but they didn't execute it very well.
Hmm.
I think maybe if they handed it off to CDPR, they could have gotten a lot better results.
Well, to be fair, they use two different systems.
Did they really?
So Bethesda has their own little creation engine, which doesn't
Okay.
really do very well, supposedly. Like
Yeah,
it's
I
very,
mean,
very limited. So they have no like if you go on any of their games, you can't
hmm
ride in any vehicles because their system won't let you.
so that's why you can't repair all the cars in Fallout 4.
Yeah, you can't even drive
Okay.
one because the creation engine
No.
isn't fast enough to let you drive around and
Yeah.
produce stuff. Where is every other engine is using Unreal Engine 5 at this point,
hmm
which they can do that perfectly fine without any issues. Yet Bethesda
Yeah.
refuses to change, which
Where's
I don't
Bethesda?
understand.
Where's Bethesda based out of?
Multiple places.
Multiple places.
Like
Hmm.
they're a large game company.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't get that because I've watched my brother mod the hell out of Fallout 4, and he gets all the different speed boosts and jetpacks and stuff, and he goes maybe 15 feet, and then all of a sudden the whole system crashes.
Yep.
So I don't understand why you would refuse to. Why these companies refuse to upgrade their stuff though? Because it'd
Most
benefit them so
companies
much more.
don't. It's just Bethesda because they want to roll with their engine,
Yeah.
which is fine. But like, if your engine struggles with certain things others do, then you probably need to
Yeah.
rework it a little bit.
I mean, when who what was the who did the GTA games? What publisher was that? That was
Take Two.
Take Two.
Yeah. So Take Two owns the Rockstar
Yes, Rockstar.
franchise.
That's what it
So
was. Yeah. So like even in terms of that, I mean they were pushing out games for the Xbox 360, PlayStation, even PlayStation 2. They did um, with the GTA series. You're able to completely obliterate cars and cities,
yep.
and then there's Bethesda having all their issues, and they're still stuck back in the arcade times.
I mean,
Huh.
we'll see how Starfield goes.
Yeah, but the question is though, are they using their version, or are they using a different
They say it's 2.0, but if you talk to
2.0? 2.
developers who actually do this, there's like it's the same engine. It doesn't like
Yeah,
there's no change. You just you renamed it and then you just moved on. Like it wasn't like
yeah. I mean, 2.0 should have been a tangible upgrade 13 years ago. I think something they should do is remaster Skyrim.
they've done that multiple times.
Have they?
Yes, they have
It
it
still
on
looks
the.
the same.
Not really.
Really?
Yeah. So what? So they remastered it twice,
Mm-hmm.
and then they allowed modders to come in and do the rest of it with mods and stuff.
Yeah.
So that helped a lot, kind of depending on the mod you picked.
Yeah.
And
I
then
mean,
they
I've looked
kind of
at
just
some.
left the game alone.
Yeah, I mean, I've looked at some Skyrim mods where it looks really well, but you have to have a CSI grade computer supercomputer or something to run it.
Hmm.
I think that's another big issue with PC though.
I know, like mid-tier PCs are $1,500.
I don't know which one this. I don't know what my PC currently is. Like if it's mid tier, I think it's mid tier ish. I don't know. It has a good amount of RAM and a graphics card that works. That's all I really need for it. But I mean, if you're really needing something that's running max frame rates and stuff, that you're going to be paying
Through the
out
roof.
the
I know.
backside. Yeah,
Well, I mean, if you go to Micro Center, they
micro.
usually run deals. So there's Micro Center, some PC store.
Hmm.
I don't know if Idaho has any. I've never seen one
Okay.
here, but they're everywhere else. And like a lot of the PC builders that build PCs professionally, they go to Micro Center. They usually do deals. They've got professionals there to help you out a little bit if you're
Okay.
trying to like pair parts up, or if you're like new at this and don't know what the hell you're doing.
Hmm.
So they usually have some really good deals going. Still
Yeah.
expensive, but like
Yeah. So it says they only have 25 stores in 16 states and are based in Columbus or in Hilliard, Ohio.
no.
Oh,
But yeah, that's a
that's it.
resource. Does Best Buy
Oh,
do
actually,
PC parts, or they just do what they normally do?
I think Best Buy does PC parts, but I'm not sure.
But I'm assuming their stock isn't huge.
Yeah, I would doubt that. Uh, well, I searched up if there's a micro center in Idaho, and I get CWY Nampa Campus Micron
Yeah, there's
Education.
not. So, okay, so that must be.
Yeah,
I doubt there's anything here.
yeah. Well, of course, it's Idaho, and they think we still, you know, power the power grid with mashed potatoes. But
Depends on the
so
city.
yeah, I mean
Like
Caldwell's
you go
probably
into
basic.
Boise, Boise's just outrageously expensive. Oh my god.
Boise's terrible, it really is, and I don't get what's so
Well, I mean, because you can fill
alluring about it.
the so like landscape wise, it's beautiful and it's gorgeous
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they got the Boise River.
Mm-hmm.
But the issue is with the prices on housing. A
Oh
lot
yeah.
of them are going anywhere from 1.2 million to 2 million for a house in Boise, and it's just
Yeah.
it's just not worth it.
Wow. Yeah. I think I think in terms of like with how many Californians are moving here, that would be the equivalent to LA, like a small version of LA or something, with how the prices are and how people look at it in a way.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully it's just Boise.
Yeah. I mean, Meridian's kind of starting to get to the same spectrum though, but they're kind of a wider base area
Kind of.
in a
I
small way.
actually don't know because when you go, it's weird. If I drive into Meridian, it takes me 20 minutes, but to get to Boise, it takes me 13.
That's because the Flying Y, not Meridian Road. Um, let's see. I'm gonna see. Idaho County map. There we go. That tells me nothing because I don't know. It's not going to be in terms of counties because that's all its own thing. Uh, here's my question: why is there a Boise County and an Ada County, but there's still Ada County Police in the Boise County?
Because counties and cities are in different.
Yeah, that's neat. Idaho City
Because I
map.
think Ada and Canyon County are extremely close to each other.
Yeah, let's see. Why does it have to be so tiny? Yeah, I'm not going to be able to read anything if it's telling me what's going on here. Let's just say situationally, Boise's a big area, and then Meridian seems like it goes on forever.
Does it?
I don't know. I've always had the feeling like you go into Meridian and then it just feels like everything's Meridian until you finally realize you're in Boise.
No, because I think Eagle also exists in Meridian,
Yeah, it does.
which is
That's some little area, huh?
it's past the village. So I
Yeah.
don't normally drive out that far because it's a
No.
really long drive.
Well, the thing is, I know, like, because I've been out that way just because going to different buildings that we have to clean, there's all the construction and stuff. So I know going that way because of detours, for some reason, you end up in Eagle, which is right outside of Boise. Because if you take this, because if you go like almost completely down Eagle Road and then go like hop on State Street or something like that, you're back in Boise and Garden City, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever, at least to me, because it seems like they should be a lot further away from each other.
Well, but Idaho's a small state.
Yeah, they
There
make
are
it.
limits. Like,
Yeah.
because I know with like Meridian and Eagle are like there's a line, and it's very hard
Hmm.
to find.
Yeah. Well, it is because it's like you said, it's just so minuscule. Have you heard any more about Oregon trying to expand on Idaho?
No,
No. I know they
I
did a
hope that doesn't
petition for it.
happen.
I hope I well, my question is because Idaho is very strict on certain items being legal and illegal
Right.
here. I mean, we just barely introduced CBD. So if we were to merge with Oregon, what would happen to all those dispensaries that are so close to the state border?
It depends who's taking over.
That's true. So wait, is it
It
more
would
of
depend
Oregon?
on who the governor is at that point.
Yeah.
But I don't think merging states is a good idea.
I don't I don't know. It could be a good ordeal, but at the same time it could cause a lot of interstate issues.
Like I know California's trying to split.
Yeah, California's been trying to split for a while, and I know that Texas has also been trying to become its own country.
Well, I mean Texas is huge,
Texas is huge, but
and
at the
their
same
economy is
time,
fantastic.
is it really?
Yes.
No wonder why everyone wants to move out to Texas.
Between Texas and Florida, and I think Georgia as well, their economies are actually doing really, really well.
That's shocking for Florida because everything was really expensive out there when me and my family lived out that way.
Like, where did you live though?
It was Palm. It wasn't Palm. What was it? It's like Palm Beach or something like that.
Okay, yeah, that's the expensive area. Like
It
when
wasn't.
you start going, so I think it's Miami, Tampa, and then down in that area near like all the theme parks.
Yeah.
That's usually expensive for a specific reason.
Well, yeah. I don't know if it was Palm Bay or there's. Oh yeah, no, not. I don't think it's Palm Bay because I've never seen buildings like that. Palm Beach. Is that it? It may have been like Palm Beach.
Yeah, like that's going to be an expensive area.
Damn, what was it? I mean, I was like 5 years old when we left there, so I don't.
Like, so on a map, you kind of have to zoom in to see all the smaller cities, because
Yeah. Why is so many? So many. Hey, there's actually a Bethesda Street. Isn't that ironic? All right. Because I don't remember like what all was near where. Because I remember where we lived, there was a. What was near there? There was a grocery store in like walking distance. Pop City? I don't think so.
were you near Miami?
I don't Well, where would
Because I think Tampa and Miami are like on the edge
yeah.
and are in the like the super expensive areas.
Mm,
And then if you go out towards like Gainesville or Jacksonville, that's where the housing gets extremely affordable.
yeah. Like, because I remember one time we went to Universal in Orlando, but I was tiny, tiny back then. So if I can find where that
Were the
is, I
tickets
can
as cheap
maybe.
as they are now?
Ah, I think they were.
Because like Disney
There's
World's
Universal.
averaging money at this point, so
Yeah. Let's see.
$104 a ticket.
I don't know. Jesus, that is too much. So I remember Universal out there because they didn't do any of the Harry Potter stuff just yet. They had I remember they had some Spider-Man ride, and then they had like the big Cat in the Hat thing somewhere. That's all I can remember of it. Huh.
So I'm
See, I
assuming
have
you lived somewhere near Orlando.
somewhere near there. I was told by my dad it was like Palm Springs, Palm Bay, or something like that.
Was it Palm Beach? Because that's an actual like.
Yeah, I know it's an actual thing, but looking at the pictures, like nothing I
Well,
had
to
seen
be,
before.
I would look at a map that actually gives you cities.
Yeah,
Because if you
I'm
look
looking
at
at that.
pictures, so my issue with Google, and this drives me
Hmm.
nuts, is they don't update their pictures enough or often
Yeah,
for them to follow the development.
that's true. That's true. Well, I mean, they updated enough out here because like my house is an actual business because my
Hmm.
mom does her nail stuff out of it, and they update that quite a bit out front. You can see all the different cars parked on our street. It changes monthly. Um, okay, so there's Bethesda Street now. There's Bethesda by the Sea.
Yep.
Now I'm getting really. It's a church. All hail the Dragonborn. Um, it's a country club that takes up like almost all of Palm Beach. Um, I don't really. I've looked at this before and never really found what it was I was looking for on it. It was a small like apartment complex.
That might
Hmm.
have changed.
Yeah, that wouldn't shock me either.
Because I know a bunch of tech billionaires were moving down to Florida,
Hmm.
like around 19 to 21. They had like a massive influx of like tech billionaires moving to Florida
Jesus.
just because the fact that they didn't want to live in California and deal with the bullshit over there.
Yeah, I mean, can you blame them though?
No, I can't.
Oh my lord, why is Palm Beach so freaking long?
Because Palm Beach is huge.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know we weren't on this like very thin street. This might be it.
Which
Somewhere
is
near
weird
here.
because Palm Beach is a tiny little city.
I know it's literally so thin. Like I was looking at some of the pictures, like literal mansion houses, just like three of them wide, and then there's both sides of the beach.
Yeah, like that's a super expensive area. I'm
Hmm.
talking like out in the boonies in Florida where you can get some pretty good properties
Oh
for
yeah,
some
but
fairly good pricing.
that's only if you're truly willing to wrestle alligators for it.
Well, I heard that's not that bad. Hey, people have pet alligators. It's not.
That's true. That's
They're
true.
being domesticated at this point. So.
It's getting strange. Okay, this is really weird. Every time I move over the buildings, they all like randomly turn into skyscrapers.
That means Google's not keeping up.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna find it because now I'm all of a sudden in Harbors, which I think I do remember us needing to go over a sea bridge, which we'd have to do because it's a beach. Yeah, I have no clue. I'm not gonna sit here trying to find it because it's gonna take me 3 years. Interestingly enough, you can zoom into the ocean though,
Yep.
for some reason, if that's something you want to do.
Well, I mean, I think sometimes you could even find animals if they get lucky enough to snap a picture with like a dolphin or a whale jumping out.
Really?
Yeah, you can potentially. It's very very rare though, because it's very very
I
hard
mean,
to capture.
I found a. I think I may have found some boat thing for whale. I don't know. Google's very strange with the way that they do their pictures. Yeah, those are all boats. Um,
Although I did hear Google pays anyone to do those.
do they really?
I think it's a freelance position.
Ooh,
As far as I
that's something to
know,
look
I'm
into.
not. You'd have to look on. I would look that up, but like, I'm
Yeah,
pretty positive that's a freelance because it's not like they can hire someone to go throughout the entire United States and start taking pictures of every single area.
yeah. Huh. Well, I mean, one thing that kills me about it though is they like if you look at all of what they have, like all the different pictures and stuff. Unless you're in New York, you don't see any people. Unless you're, the one in a million who got caught with a murder. I mean, have you heard about the cases of that with people somehow finding their like long lost son or something like that who got killed by like railroad tracks or something like that? So I know
No,
there's
because
one.
like people televise that shit and then they use it to get views and make
That's
money.
true.
So then I'm like, all right, is this real? Is this fake? Are you just kind of making
Yeah,
all this shit up to?
yeah. Well, I know there was one ordeal where this guy's son got kidnapped or something like that and was taken out to some railroad area and then the guy got picked up, or they found the body because of the Google Map thing. But I don't really know because, like you said, they like to just sit there and make it all up to make money.
Yep, that's what everyone else does.
Yeah, because evidently it works. So I mean, why stop while you're ahead?
I mean, everyone's trying to make that money, which I kind of hate that though.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like I don't know so I don't know how this even happened to be honest with you. So I was kind of curious about what Disney did like overseas
Mm-hmm.
and not focus on America Disney. So I was like, all right, let's go to each country and see what's kind of available, what the content they do there.
Yeah.
And then that's where I found all the Disney Channel Italy certain TV shows. And I'm like, okay, let's check these out. And I was like, oh hey, that's actually really good. And then from there, I
Mm-hmm.
kind of went down to this Italy rabbit hole
Okay.
where I did research on the country. And then on YouTube, you've got people literally walking around Italy and recording it and getting paid to do that.
Really?
Yeah,
Jeez.
like YouTube is a gold mine if you can market it and use it correctly.
Yeah, which is the biggest issue because with all that, there's so many people fighting for it. It's hard to try to make it out on top, in a way.
Yeah, potentially. Depends on where you live,
Potentially,
though.
yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, like out here, it's very limited of what you can do, unless you want to go out there and do nature videos and nature walks with yourself. Um, but like, even people who do gaming on there, it's really hard to do that now, just because that is the least paying position on there.
I mean, well, yes and no. So what I've heard, and Markiplier talks about this quite often with Jack,
Hmm.
is that okay? Gaming's one part,
Yeah.
Entertainment is the second part that people kind of forget about.
Yeah. That's very
Because,
true.
like, I'll watch, because there's a group that I used to watch on GTA 5. So they used to, like, play GTA 5, like, role playing on
Okay.
their own servers.
Hmm.
So they'd make servers, everyone would be able to hop online to multiple servers, and they just role
Yeah.
play in GTA 5 for the fun of it.
Okay.
And then there's, like, they even came out with, like, actual police protocols
Hmm.
and everything else. They got profiles set up.
Okay.
I'm surprised
So I
Rockstar
mean,
didn't touch them, but
yeah. So they just create like their own like inner working meta city in a way.
essentially. And then they monetized that entire thing, and then it kind of, like, took off.
Yeah.
To
Which
the
that
point
would
where
make
some
a
people took it as a company instead of just, like, a free playing game just to have fun.
yeah. I've seen a lot of that GTA 5 stuff that they've done though, where they do all these big role playing things. So I see that as pretty big, but I don't see what's so enticing about it in some ways.
It's kind of the scenarios they put themselves in. Because
Okay.
with PC
Okay.
play, random shit will happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially because, I mean, they're using heavily modded PCs
Hmm.
and heavily intensified gaming PCs.
Yeah.
To the point where random mods will crash or break sometimes, or some car will end up upside down for some random reason.
Yeah.
And they kind
Yeah.
of just roll with it.
Okay. All right. Sorry. All right. Well, I am gonna have to wrap this up here shortly though, because I do have other stuff to be getting to today with stuff around the house.
You're good.
Um, so I mean, I don't know. What do you think about the first run through here?
Well, not bad. 42 minutes is not that big.
No, I think next time we could definitely. I'll definitely block out more time for it and everything. But
Well,
I
I
think
think
also,
maximum time needs to be like an hour and a half.
yeah, yeah,
And then down the road, when we have actual time freed up, we can increase that
yeah,
by like 30 minutes.
yeah. Just make it as where we need it to be.
Hmm.
So yeah, that would be good. I think maybe making an outline of what's like going to be talked about in the episodes would be a good one.
Probably a good idea.
So I don't know. We'll figure it out, feel it out, and see what happens with it. I think it was a okay session for the first one though.
Yeah, so do I.
So
I
cool.
mean, we got off topic a little bit, but
Yeah. Was there a topic though?
yeah, we're podcast is about gaming, movies, and movies
Yeah.
and
The
TV.
topic was everything. The topic was everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So, I mean, yeah. I think it worked out pretty well though.
And then another thought I had, I don't know why I had this thought, because
Mhm.
because I know there's gonna be certain weeks where we just can't do an episode.
Yeah.
Because I think in September, like the segue September, I'm supposed to go to Colorado
Okay.
because my grandpa's
Okay.
turning 80. So
Oh, nice. Okay.
hopefully I can get that time off.
Yeah. 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 Okay.
But I
So
probably
yeah.
won't be able to film on that.
Yeah. So I mean, we can either. I think we could probably try doing like just like stock stuff. That way we have it in the background for when we need it.
Yeah, that was my first thought.
Okay.
Then I was like, should we do extra content? Because we could do like movie reviews. You could watch. Because I know there's a YouTuber named Billy Binges, and basically he just literally watches TV and movies.
Mhm.
He's got sponsors. He's got ads going, and I'm like, so you get paid to watch movies and TV?
If only. If only I could find that line of work. It's not that rewarding, but Jesus. I mean, if you're just sitting there, literally just watching TV and doing all that, that's
Well, because I mean, we could watch a TV series and then just make random comments.
yeah. Which would be
Because like I
very
think I
easy.
did that with the because the first time I was trying to record the first episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark season 1.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get the sound on that one. So it
How'd
was
you
all
had-
video, but I made a
Yeah.
comment because there's one scene where like the bad guy's outside of a girl's house, And I'm like, okay, yeah, that looks great. An old adult sitting outside of a house of a 14-year-old girl. Great job, Nickelodeon. It's like,
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah. You gotta love Nickelodeon.
Well, they do have a lot of sexual innuendos though.
Oh yeah, they
Like
really do that.
their shows are full of them. It's insane.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Them and Cartoon Network are terrible with it.
I didn't really watch Cartoon Network that much.
That was the only thing I would watch.
Why?
I don't know. I was in the mindset, yeah, Nickelodeon's for little kids and SpongeBob's for little kids, and
And Cartoon Network isn't?
I don't know. I don't know. I just found it more entertaining for some reason. Mostly because Dora wasn't on after every other episode.
Huh.
I mean, you get like there's regular show and then Adventure Time were the two biggest ones. Was and they also had the little bit of anime stuff that they did with Beyblade and Pokemon.
So that was a good decision
Yeah,
because Beyblade is still going.
is it really?
Yes.
Jeez, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
most of them are on Netflix now, but
Yeah, I don't know if Disney actually. I know Disney was doing Pokemon, and I think
they got the rights to air Pokemon. They don't own it, but they can air.
yeah. I don't know if it was Disney who did it or Cartoon Network.
They both did it.
They both did.
Yeah,
Okay.
because so with Pokemon, I don't remember who owns it specifically, unfortunately,
Mhm.
but they have
Nintendo.
to pay a lease price to put it on their actual network.
Okay.
That's how
Okay.
Pokemon also makes money.
Yeah.
Now Netflix has taken that role.
Yeah. Well, Netflix is trying to take over every role though with everything.
Which is weird because they should be broke.
They should be, but for some reason people keep investing stock and don't realize that 13-year-old children dancing around on stripper poles is a bad thing.
Yeah, but their investors sued the company, like, and then that story
Yeah.
got buried, and then
Well,
nothing
yeah,
ever
that's the
happened.
exact. You look at like just people. Okay, so there was a case not that long ago where this FBI agent or something like that, this guy who worked for the FBI, was strung up to a tree or something like that with a power cord, and that by his neck, and a gunshot right here. Okay, and it was listed as suicide.
Okay, because that sounds right.
Yeah, yeah, and if you stick a certain Epstein type, you know, air freshener on your car, it doesn't hang itself.
Right.
If you get what I'm
Oh, I
alluding
get it.
to. So, no, I think like you said, it just got buried and people moved on to the next thing. And
Because then I saw
the
this.
next.
I argued with a guy on Facebook about Netflix.
Mhm.
Because like, oh, they're profitable. I was like, tell me where the stats are on that. Yeah, their revenue went up, but their profit is still going down. If you don't know
Yeah.
the difference between profit and revenue, you might want to shut up and do some research.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit of research would be good. Even if you just look into numbers, you just see numbers, hopefully it'll turn something on, make the gears working. But
Well, because revenue is easy to increase.
yeah,
You can fire a bunch of employees and it's gonna go up.
look at Micron.
Do they
They're
exist
constant.
anymore?
Yeah, they still exist.
Really?
They're still doing layoffs, but they still exist. Yeah. I don't understand how Micron's still kicking. You'd think they would have gotten sued heavily by now.
Well, I mean, I know Disney's old. Disney's gonna disappear in the next 3 to 5 years. Because they
Finally.
owe Florida money,
Yeah.
like
Well, I mean, I
$13
know-
billion dollars.
Well, I know the Disney park out there, the amusement park, they got to the point where they had their own fire and police.
So
literally-
they used to own it.
Yeah.
They don't own it anymore.
No, that got taken away quite recently,
Yes,
I thought.
so that got ratified. That got taken away
Yeah.
from them.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, now they have to pay back taxes that they didn't pay because
Yeah.
they weren't needed to. So
Yeah.
they owe $13 billion in taxes. They still own. They have debt on the Fox purchase too, which I don't understand how they got that, personally. But
Yeah.
and then it's either them or Comcast have to buy out Hulu.
Really?
Yes, because they both own Hulu. So eventually, one of them's got to buy out the other, and everyone's like, "Oh, Disney's gonna buy Hulu." I was like, "What money?" Like,
Not only that, but Disney already has Disney Plus. So what? If they buy out Hulu, is that going to add to it as well, or?
they want to merge them. That's Iger's plan. I don't know why.
I don't think that's going to work very well.
So he wants to merge Hulu and Disney Plus together, and then do like a more like of a free. So they want to go back to ad based content
Yeah, yeah.
because they make more money on ads than they would do ever on subscribers.
Well, of course.
That's
'cause-
where the streaming direction is heading right now. So
which doesn't make sense either because everybody's going there for no ads.
I mean, there's a tier with no ads, but it costs more.
Well, of course it does because you're needing to pay up for what they're losing in ad revenue.
Yep.
So
So that's the plan there.
good old Disney.
But then some
Good old
people are
Disney.
speculating that Disney Plus will disappear in a year.
Yeah, I would imagine they're gonna have to go back to the normal broadcasting stuff and be screwed there.
Well, they can't because they shut those down.
Well, there we go. And they're screwed all around. Like you said, they're going to disappear here soon. But yeah, I'm needing to get out of here, man. So,
Okay, you're good.
all right, it was fun though.
I'll
I'm
see you on
hoping
the
we can
next
do this.
episode.
All right, sounds good.
Nah,
See you.
51 minutes.
It was good. It was good. Hopefully, we can do push for longer next weekend.
Alright, sounds good.
All right, see you, man.
See ya.